Is your employer electronically monitoring you? I think in most cases that answer is yes. But if you live in Ontario, you will soon be able to find out for sure. There is a proposed law that will require workplaces to tell employees how they are being watched. It would be the first of its kind in Canada. So, here to tell us more about it is employment lawyer Daniel Lublin. Welcome to your morning.
Thanks so much for having me. Good morning.
Okay, how would this law work, and what would employers get from it?
This is a law about disclosure and transparency. Under this proposed law, employees will have a right to know whether their employers are monitoring or surveilling their online activities, how employers are doing that, and most importantly, why are employers doing that? What are they doing with that information?
And I don't think it's a surprise that we know that companies can surveil or electronically monitor. We all use, or most of us use devices that are supplied by a company. But how is it happening, and what are they generally looking for?
Nowadays, all of the employee monitoring and employee surveillance of online activities, it's really done for the purposes of addressing productivity concerns, especially with the rise of work from home due to the COVID-19 situation. So employers have software, very sophisticated software that they purchase that can be installed in devices that will tell employers whether employees are performing their job or abusing work from home. It can look at things like keystrokes, movement of your mouse, how fast, the pace at which you read and respond to emails. And it could even look at instant messaging lines and determine if people are really doing their job or if they're abusing their privileges of working from home.
Uh, Give us some more examples of what it is that employers are taking a look at. Are they looking at maybe how long you're logged in? Like, what are some of the markers they're looking for?
I think the software is so sophisticated that it has a form of artificial intelligence that's built in to give employers a printout or a list of information that they can make decisions about who's getting the job done in the time that they need to be doing it. So sometimes employees can abuse the system by leaving their computer on, pretending that they're working and not. So I think employers will be given a sense of whether or not employees are actually doing a job when they're at home or not.
So the law will not change whether or not employers can do that, if I understand. It will just make sure that they have to disclose that they're doing it.
Absolutely. I think this is misunderstood as providing some form of privacy right. I would say maybe that it can be positioned that way, and maybe that's a secondary theme, but employees won't have the right to opt out or not or refuse to consent to the law. That's important. What it really is a law of disclosure and transparency. Employees will have the right to know if they're being monitored, and if they don't like it, they can make an informed decision about whether this is a company they want to continue to work for or not.
Yeah, if you are concerned about your privacy, or you feel like maybe they shouldn't have as much rights or access to your activities, what's the solution here?
If I'm a job seeker, one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to say to the company in an interview, hey, do you have an electronic monitoring policy? Can I see it? And if I get the sense that this is a company that's going too far with the information about me or taking too much information about what I'm doing away from work, I'm going to reconsider whether or not that's a company I want to work for.
Daniel, can you set up for us a framework of what would you consider as a lawyer being too far?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think employers can make legitimate arguments about measuring employee productivity. I think that's where it ends. I think if an employer is using that information for commercialized purposes, selling it to companies that use it for data mining or for political purposes, then that goes way too far.
All right, Daniel Lublin, this is fascinating, giving a lot of people, I can see a lot of people at their computer now, just making sure they're working a little harder today. Thanks so much for coming on your morning.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.